Hi! Hello, Jamie. How are you?
Hi, Elle. I'm great. Hello, everyone listening in the Extraordinary Talk. It's a beautiful Friday today.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
is you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm so excited for today because we have our another guest. So yeah, just I don't know. I'm so excited. You can introduce her because I really can't wait.
Okay, so are you ready, everyone? So she is very outgoing. She inspires us to do better and to maximize our time on this earth, especially while in our 20s. She's Kat Moreno. She is based in QC, Metro Manila. She graduated in AB Management Economics, minor in Development Management and Enterprise Development in Ateneo de Manila. She worked as a brand manager for an FMCG and program manager for a marketing consulting startup. Now she's currently doing part-time NGO work and making coaching full-time while handling a few other side businesses. Kat is a clarity coach focused on helping you claim the stories of your life. Have you ever wondered why you do or say the things you do? Or maybe you notice certain patterns that aren't serving you well in the journey to achieving your dream life. From your proudest achievements to the messy transitions, she helps you gain clarity in every moment by integrating all these experiences and take charge of your own life every single time. Kat is here to share us her wonderful journey as she navigates her life in her 20s. Let us all welcome Kat Moreno. Hi, Kat.
Yes! Grabe naman yan. Oh my God. Hi, Kat. Fresh
Welcome,
from
Kat.
Siargao.
Hello. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Elle. So nice to meet you, to be here with you guys today. Hi,
Yeah.
everyone listening.
I was so excited for this podcast because we're gonna talk about quarter life crisis. Like, 'di ba? So navigating life
Exactly.
in your
Dami na,
20s. Just
ang
so you
dami
know,
na
guys,
kapag
Kat is a 24-year-old woman. So, ang ganda ng topic na to. And yeah, just
Yeah.
I'm giving the floor sa'yo, Kat. Like, how did you get here? Parang paano
Well, I grew up. That's why I'm 25 now. But
your
I was
journey.
always the type to never sit still and always chase my dreams. So even in Ateneo, even in all the spaces that I've been to, I always made sure that every step I took, I was going to get there. But there was this one thing in my life where I finally achieved something, and everything I did was really in service to that goal. So my identity, all my actions, the way I was. But I realized when I got there, all of a sudden it was different from my expectations. So parang nabasag yung rose-colored glasses ko. And all of a sudden, I felt lost with who I am, who I wanted to be, and where I wanted to go. And I realized that's a common theme in the whole 24, 25-year-old quarter life crisis thing. So I worked hard to get there, and all of a sudden, it's not what I want. So how do I suddenly find myself? How do I suddenly know where I want to go? It was a big struggle because the role was what everyone expected me to become. Even me. I thought I was going to be that. I thought it was meant for me. But when it got there, it wasn't. And so I had to figure out and navigate through a career and an identity change in a world that's pretty fast paced. Diba sabi nga nila, oh, you have to be this, you have to do that, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, I was there achieving that, and then I wasn't. So I felt like a huge disappointment, and I was so angry with a lot of things. And I learned that I got to those places because of certain beliefs that I had with the way I was, with the way I am. And ultimately, I realized that I was following that path because everyone else wanted it, but not necessarily me. So with realizing that, I left, I took the jump, I figured out and tried to try lots of things. And I sat down with my demons, as I call them, and
Nice.
craft a new set of beliefs that felt right to me through like journaling, meditation, and coaching. And now I get to do what I get to do, and it's been so fun. And it started with a decision to choose me, to heal the parts of me, and taking the
Yeah.
steps to get to where I am. So it's the same thing I teach in my coaching. Like you start with where you are, you figure out your beliefs that are like holding you back, reframe them, and take the steps to live your life. Because whatever you believe in it's gonna overflow in everything that you do. Relationship man yan, business, career, money even.
Yeah.
And so might as well figure it out and start from the inside, diba? That way it's easier to get to where you really want to be. So yeah, that's how I got to this point.
But
Lots of challenges.
I don't know. Kasi you're only 25. If I may ask, how young were you when you figured out na you want something different, that you want this path, right?
Last year lang.
Last year.
Last year, literally, yeah, last year lang. And then from there, kasi, what you call this, mararamdaman mo rin yan. You're gonna feel it in your
Yeah.
body. You're gonna feel it in just how you are, that, wait, something is wrong, something is off.
Yeah.
And the struggle is actually you're fighting yourself.
Yeah.
You're the one saying, I want to do this, but this. I don't want to do that, but this. So in the
Yes.
end, you're just making things harder for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kasi for me,
So,
I think 20s are the most glorious phase in everyone's life. That kasi you are no
yes.
longer you're no longer a teenager, and at the same time you're not yet a complete adult, diba? So it's something that you should like explore. So it's connected to like navigating life in your 20s na yung quarter life crisis nga, diba? So
So during
Exactly.
this 20s, we have to figure out what we want, not what others want.
yeah, yun nga yung
And
sikat.
yes,
Mm-mm-mm-mm. And actually, it's also rooted in psychology, the whole quarter life crisis. So the reason why we say it's quarter life crisis, or why it's a whole thing, it's because that our brains aren't actually fully developed yet until
Mm.
we're 25. So we're in the process of navigating through who we really are and what we really believe as we leave the nest, kumbaga, as we leave our comfort zones of high school, college, and all of a sudden we're exposed to a bigger world. And so it becomes a crisis because for so long we've been following others who we thought were right for us. Because psychologically, diba, you want to stay safe, you want to be with other people. But as you realize that the world is much bigger, you meet more people, then you come to realize, wait, I don't really believe in that. Wait, I don't believe in that pala. And so you start taking and forming your own set of belief systems as your brain fully develops and matures. And ayun, that's why eventually it becomes a crisis, because what you thought was true when you were younger may
Yeah.
not be true for you anymore at this point. And you kind of freak out, like, oh my God, what if I lose that? What if I lose this? And so on and so forth.
Especially these days, there's a lot of teenagers, not 'di ba? Or maybe something like 21, 20, like, do I really want to do this? But at the same time, they want to do something different, 'di ba? But they're afraid because it's the society that tells them na parang dapat ganito yung gawin mo, right?
Yeah, that's why it's what you call this, detrimental also, like the way that we post things, because of course we show highlights lang. So everyone gets
yes,
pressured
Yeah.
na, hala, they're at that point already, we're the same age, but then I'm not yet
Mhm.
there. Or you feel, or on the flip side, you feel a superiority complex. Ah, yeah, I'm here already. I don't relate with other people anymore, yada yada. But at the same time, it's really you just figuring out your space, your own self, and then there's that immense pressure from everyone else. And it still goes back to what I said earlier. If you don't have your set of understood belief systems, then you're gonna fall pressure to everyone else, and you might even live a life that you never really wanted in the first place.
Yeah, and that's
how
ano,
did your
go
how
ahead.
how did your how did your parents reacted when you chose a different path for you, or the
Oh,
people around?
well, I guess the first word that I'm actually still grappling until now is
Hmm.
sayang.
Oh,
Oh,
Sayang ka. Why did you
oh,
leave? You were
yeah.
already on the path to it. Why did you choose something else? Sayang. I mean, of course, towards the end they were supportive because I'm taking the steps to show where I really want to go, and I'm getting the results for that. But at the same time, it's a disappointment, right? You can't help but feel that way, and other people feel that way because, like I said, it's what a lot of people wanted for themselves, and I was able to get it. So, sayang is the biggest feeling, but ayun nga, it's up to you. Aangkinin ko ba yung pagkasayang ng buhay ko? Am I gonna make that the story of my life? Or am I gonna show them, no, it's not sayang because it was used for a lesson for me to get to where I am now? Up to you.
right. I mean, it's ano din eh, it's something na connected din sa question natin na for Kat na why is it important? Why do you think it's important to explore in your 20s, 'di ba?
Very important. I think another reason, besides the psychological, your brain isn't fully developed, is it's also validation of what's possible for you.
Yeah.
Because when you're graduating, you think that your path is pretty set already. But when you go out in the world, you meet so many more people. Like, hindi lang from your city, hindi lang from the Philippines, but you can even go international. You're meeting so many people. And so that helps build your perspective on what you believe in. And so if you never really try and explore, then you're never really going to validate what's possible. And I think when people tell themselves, oh, I don't think kaya ko yan, or I don't think that's possible. It's also because they haven't met people yet that show them the possibility of their dreams or the life that they want to be possible. And so hindi na sila naniniwala. It's not that they're closing their eyes. It's just that they're learning na, oh, it wasn't possible for these people. So I know na okay lang. But you break that by exploring. And when you find people that show you it's possible, you're like, how do I get there? I want to get there.
Yeah. Because when you explore in your 20s, you burst out of the bubble na where you're currently living in and realize na there's more than to life than that, di ba? There's more to life than that, than what you already know. Parang you meet new people, parang, oh, so may experience sila sa ganito. And that's how it should be. Parang na-open up ka. You know what I mean? It's like when I started traveling when I was 16, actually 16, I started moving up when I was 15. And that's when I realized na, oh, okay, parang when I started moving out of my hometown, ay may mas ano pa pala. Parang may mas ano pa pala dun sa hometown ko. May mas grabe, parang ganun. So, yeah.
Yeah, indeed. And I wrote also when I was thinking about the question that this period of exploration to a lot of people it can look selfish because you
Yeah.
know you're growing and shedding your own roots. But my personal belief is that you're never gonna find yourself if you never be yourself also.
Yeah.
So it goes hand in hand.
Because I think if you train your brain to burst your bubble when you're young, you can cultivate like a beautiful realization na how beautiful life can be na parang you're going out of your comfort zone, you're meeting new people, you're deciding for yourself, especially in your 20s, that should be your selfish year, diba? So,
This is the year
And
we don't have a lot of responsibility, but we have the responsibility to figure out who we are. Diba? This is the best years of our life. As
yeah,
for me.
I agree with you, Jamie. Parang we don't have so much responsibility yet, and it's up to us to be responsible for ourselves. And that includes also, aside from our own belief systems, also defining the kind of life that we want to live, what success means for us,
yeah.
and what is enough for us. Because no one can dictate anyone. Parang oh dapat ganito ka na, dapat ganyan ka na. Like that's not a thing because we're all different. So the levels of success and contentment for different people are very different. Who are we to impose that on other people, diba? So as you navigate your life, the more you're gonna think, oh, this is what I want. This is the life that I'm happy with. Some people, they're okay with not exploring, and that's up to them. Like it's not necessarily a bad thing if they don't explore because that means that they're already okay with this level of life. But for some people, they want more. So that's how the exploration goes. And it's not a bad thing. It's just, okay, this is success to me. I'm willing to stay here. I'm okay with this. For other people, I want more. I want more. I want to grow more, do more. What do I do to get that more?
Yeah.
Ayun.
So
Exciting.
if di ba you're 25, so what advice would you give to people who are still finding their purpose and still confused about their life? Like, what do I really want to do? Di ba nandun ka na nun sa point na yun? Like, you've been there, like you were so confused, you were trying to find your purpose and now you're here, di ba? So,
I think confusion comes from you not really parang hindi ka pa nakakapag-try.
mm,
So, there's a lot of people who say, I don't know, I don't know. It's also because they haven't tried yet.
mm,
So, you go out, you try everything, you discover what you like and you don't like. Because right now, before you do something, you're only ever operating on assumptions. So if you have a bias for action to test what you think is good for you or not good for you, then go do it. Because at the same time, you're never really gonna know what you like or don't like unless you try it and you take action for it. So take risks. Nothing ever happens until you make a decision. So are you happy with where you are now? If not, what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah,
Nagmumukmuk ka lang ba? I mean, that's fine. Like there are some people that need that state of mukmuk in their life kasi it's helping them understand also what they believe in. But the question is, are you gonna stay there? The challenge is, are you going to stay in that state? If not, take the steps. And then, yeah, find validation in other people's life. Meet people whose lives you want to be
yeah,
with and never mind everyone else. So a lot of times, I mentioned earlier na people call me sayang, and there's a lot of pressure to start building your life, to start doing this, start doing that. And a lot of people feel late. A lot of people feel like they're not on time for things. I would know. I transferred so many times, and lots of people are like, oh, Kat, you're so late in life, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, late for what?
mm,
Late on
right,
whose timeline?
yeah,
Whose life am I following but my own? So I'm never late because if you're telling me I should live your life, then I'm not you. Right? So you're only ever on time in your own timeline because everything comes right on time for you to become the person that you need to be. So, yun nga, like what I said, if magmumukmukma, okay lang, but take that step forward and don't make that decision for yourself because otherwise you're just going to be in limbo deciding should I take this path, should I take that path, and so on and so forth, but you're never going to know unless you try. So go make mistakes, figure out who you are, what you like, what you don't like, and understand your core belief
yeah.
system that is really driving your life, because from there everything else will follow, everything will fall into place, and all the right people, right opportunities will become attracted to you, but it's going to cost you your old life. So you have to be ready for that and face all the challenges with joy, with excitement, because it's helping you become who you need to be at the end of it.
That's really beautiful, no? I think one of the reasons why people in their 20s, especially 21, 22, are afraid to like um make the next move kasi they're afraid of failures. I think that's one of the reasons why. What can you say about that?
Yeah, that's the thing. There's no, I learned, I had that mindset. I thought that mindset, I thought I was a failure also. But when on the other side of failure is growth, because in life you never really fail, you only learn. So, are you going to attach your identity as a failure and turn that into a self-fulfilling prophecy in every aspect of your life? I'm a failure, I'm a failure, I'm a failure. Or are you going to ask, what can I learn from this? It didn't work. It didn't work for me. So, what is going to work for me? Every rejection is just a redirection to where
Right.
you're supposed to go. So,
Yes,
there's no failures in life, only lessons, only redirections.
I
I
love
love.
that. Speaking of which, we all have different timelines in life, and you maybe have a different goals and a dream life that you have. So tell us, how do you envision yourself in 5 to 10 years from now? What is your dream
Mm-mm.
life?
I was thinking about this question, and it's so funny because it comes up blank. Because the first sentence that comes up in my head is, I feel like I actually get to live my dream life right now. And so, all the more in the next 5 to 10 years, I'm just so excited where this is going to take me because all I know is I want to find joy in helping people become their best selves, which I get to do now, and then create impact in the little ways that I get to do learn. So, wherever those three values take me, I'm glad to take advantage or seize the moment, kumbaga. Because right now, yun nga, I get to go to Siargao just because,
Just
or I get to
because.
communicate and meet so many people, and then build connections, build the growth. And it's just so exciting thinking of all the possibilities. Just yesterday, I met with another business coach in Siargao, and her attitude was, it's so exciting. There's so many problems to solve. And I stared at her like, wow, who gets that excited solving problems? And then she said, because when there's so many problems, then there's so many spaces for you to create value and to impact people's lives. So isn't that so exciting? And I was like, wow. So that's the perspective that I'm thinking about. And I'd like to say I'm living my dream life right now. Where it takes me in the next 5 to 10 years is just um the future unfolding in front of me, and I'm just gonna take it as it comes, as it is, because I know that this path is gonna take me higher. So that's the thing, take me higher, because I'm choosing every moment to go higher.
I love it.
Love that. I love that you said, I am so excited that there are so many problems waiting to be solved. It means to be a solution oriented, right? So we're not getting stuck by our limiting beliefs, our limitations, but we're focusing on what we can do and what we can improve on, and the people, the lives that we can change. Amazing. Natutuwa ako. So,
Sabi kong takeaway na naman.
yes. Nakakatuwa. I love your energy. So, if ever, um, doing this coaching, how do you think that you can improve, and what ways you can improve on to have a better, and what ways you can do better?
Mm-mm. So in terms of coaching, I'm currently working one-on-one with people right now, helping them, navigate through messy transitions in their life. Earlier, I talked about how life is actually easy. It's either yes or no. You take the decision or you don't. But the struggle comes in the beliefs and the pressure that you put in yourselves. So how do we uncover those unseen beliefs that are actually running your life that you are not consciously aware of? And that is the focus of my coaching. So a lot of asking questions and understanding yourself, because the doing, the how to get there, how to do that, it's gonna come very easily once you know your identity, once you know who you want to become. And so how to improve on that is really, of course, on the business side of things. I've now decided to pursue this full time. So how do I keep improving myself, learning and improving so that I can impact other people's lives? And on the other hand, what are the systems I can set up to make it easier for everyone involved in the process?
Is there a age range to who you are coaching, like only 20s or above 30s, 50s?
I think that right now I get to talk to people who are in their early 20s all the way to 35s, around that age, because I think that it's a whole transition, a whole process to start becoming yourself. And even if you're 30, there sometimes you're realizing this isn't what I want. So there's that whole process that you still help guide them through. But we'll see if we end up hitting beyond that target range. If there are still people by the age of 35 onwards who are realizing, wait, this isn't for me.
I'm sure there are a lot of people waiting to be coached by you, Kat. And you have any last message that that you want people to be remembered?
Mm-mm. My last message for everyone listening and tuning in is to really first see your triggers. Yes, we're starting with that. See your triggers, because triggers show you which parts of yourself require healing, require understanding, require forgiveness. And once you realize those aspects of your life, whether it shows up in relationship, business, money, and so on and so forth, you start asking yourself, what is the belief here? And that is your first step to understanding and letting go of the negative beliefs that are holding you back from becoming your best self and your best life. My post last night was talking about how you don't actually want to be rich, because there are underneath layers that you're not fully understanding. For example, me, I didn't want to be rich because people would treat me differently. And so everything I do fulfills that prophecy that I don't want to be rich. But now that I realize that, what am I going to do? So that's how it starts. And
Yeah,
that's my
actually,
final question. Understand yourself.
so, parang gusto ko na magpa-coaching kay Kat.
Yes, so
So,
much.
where can people find you? Since kami
Mm.
alam na namin kung saan ka namin mafa-find or anything that you really want to promote, diba? Where can people find you? On Instagram, Facebook, TikTok account?
Yeah, so my Instagram and TikTok account is Kat Moreno. So it's Kat Moreno with an extra O at the end. And then my Facebook is Catalytic Conversations with a K, since I believe that you are the one driving your life. I'm here merely to spark that starting point for you. So let's have a conversation.
I believe you have a TikTok account.
Yes.
Go
Meron kang
follow,
Follow
TikTok
Kat.
follow.
account.
What?
You have a TikTok account.
Yes, I do.
Drop. If you want people to know.
Yeah. My TikTok account is the same as my Instagram.
Oh,
Kat
cool.
Kat
Moreno
Moreno.
Moreno.
with an extra O.
It was such a lovely conversation between us, no? Kat, Jamie.
Yeah.
Ang dami ko ding ang dami kong takeaways.
I learned everything.
That,
I learned a lot. Parang
parang,
nagpa-coach na tayo, no? Na
Yeah,
libre.
let's go.
parang naano ako dun sa last message niya. Parang figure out your triggers, Ems. Parang,
Exactly. It
I
starts
might
there.
need to message Kat regarding that.
Let's go. We'll book a call and we'll really help you figure out how to achieve your dream life. And what is it even? Because what you think you want may not actually be what you want. Oh.
So, I think, syempre madami akong natutunan. Hopefully sa mga listeners din, di ba? So,
Madami silang takeaway. And I'm sure they will call Kat to navigate their life. Kasi I think ang daming in 20s or 30s, they're struggling to figure out what they really want because they tend to compare themselves. They tend to, just yung isip nila, hindi ko kaya to, sila lang, di ba? And they need someone to coach them and to remind them that anything is possible. That if you can believe in yourself and you have the right coach, the right mentor who will always guide you. So call Kat. Reach through Instagram, TikTok. Ayan. So you have anything else? May last words pa ba?
Yeah,
Ayan.
for me, I have just one last quick one. So we have coaches for soccer, we have coaches for basketball, we even have business coaches. So why not like life coaches, clarity coaches? Because as I mentioned earlier, exploration is just finding the possibility in your life. So clarity coaches help you start with that and help you find that clarity to enable you to take that next step in life. So why not invest in yourself if it means having the dream life you've always wanted, diba? Yeah. Set a call now, Char.
go call Kat! I think that's it. So, thank
That's
you so
it.
much, our dear listeners. Oh, dear listeners, ano to?
I'm sure they have learned a lot today. Ayan. So thank you everyone for listening. Okay, so ayan. So you can reach us, you can listen to this podcast episode. Okay, and wait on our next episode.
I hope,
So we have
I
learned
hope you,
everything.
I hope you learned something. Thank you. See you on our next episode. Bye.
Thank you, Kat.